Okay, we have a few people joining in. As soon as we have a few more people, then we will start. Okay, so I think we have enough people to get started. I am just going to share my screen. So can everyone see the screen here? Yes or no? You have non-verbal feedback. Click on the participants. Down there you will see yes or no. Everyone can see that? That's great. That's great. Okay. So very quick review or recap of what we did last lecture. And we talked about the internet connectivity infrastructure. We talked about packets. And then we said that when you have a network, how do you measure its performance? So there is a computer network deployed in every organization, at every house. You know, how do people analyze the performance of that network, whether this network is good or not. So we have few metrics for that. So the first of the metrics is delay, then its loss, and then throughput. We talked about the delay, loss, and throughput last time as well. And quickly going over that, delay means that how long does it take to send a packet from the source to the destination. So you send a packet from the source, you start sending it, it will take certain amount of time, the transmission time, to get injected into the pipe, to get injected into the length on which you are sending it. And then on the receiving end, you will start receiving it for the first bit, the next, the one after that. And no, after you receive the last bit, that's the time which we call as the delay in transmitting the packet. It's also the end-to-end delay. So what is loss? As we expected, but that we are sending packets from the source to the destination, from the source to the destination. So if you send a large number of packets, what fraction of the packets do not go through? So that is considered to be the packet loss. And packet loss obviously is dependent upon the fraction of bits which might get dirty, which might get flipped as well. So packet loss generally considers the packet which does not arrive at the destination. Sometimes we also consider the packet loss to also include those packets which do arrive at the destination, but they also have some bits flipped, which means those packets are useless for us. Okay. And then we talked about throughput, and throughput means at what rate is the destination receiving the data from the source. 1.7 megabits per second, for example. How many megabits per second, how many kilobits per second you are receiving from the source, that is called the throughput. Now we consider each of these quantities in some detail, mostly the delay. The delay, as we described last time, the delay could be either because of the link characteristics, or it could be because of the nodes between the source and destination. Remember, between every source and destination, we will have several links connected through by means of nodes, and these nodes are basically switches. These nodes are switches. So you can incur some delays at the switches, you can incur some delays at the links. Okay, and then we divided these into four components, which we call transmission delay, propagation delay, queuing delay, and processing delay. The first two of these delays are property of the links. The last two of these four delays, the queuing delay and the processing delay, these are property of the switches or the nodes in between the source and the destination. Now, you may have multiple links between the source and destination. You may have multiple nodes between the source and destination. So link and then node, and then connected to another link, connected to another node, yet another link, yet another node. All the way the path from source to destination could be a concatenation of these back-to-back links connected with each other through these switches. So each switch will incur these queuing delay and processing delay. And similarly, each link will incur these transmission delay and the propagation delay. Okay. So transmission delay, propagation delay are due to link properties, and queuing delay and processing delay are due to the traffic mix which is offered to the switch, and because of the switch internals as well. So many switches work based on copying the packets from the incoming interfaces and then copying those packets from the memory to the outgoing interface. So if the memory is slow, then the switch will be slow in processing those packets, forwarding those packets. Remember, the job of the switch is nothing more than forwarding the packets that it receives on some interfaces and forwarding on to some outgoing interfaces. How do you decide that which outgoing interface do you send that packet to? We talked about it last time, that perhaps these switches, they have some sort of tables that they can consult, which tell them. We don't know how those tables are formed. We don't know what is in those tables. We will talk about those tables later on in the course. Midway through the course, we will have a very good idea of what are the switch internals. Okay. So let's talk about all of these delays in some more detail. So first, let's consider the delays which occur because of the link properties, which are the transmission delay and the propagation delay. The transmission delay depends upon what is the width of the pipe. Width of the pipe also means that at what speed the link is operating. Also means how many kilobits per second or megabit per second or gigabit per second this link is capable of accepting. Okay? So think of it as a water pipe. The diameter of the water pipe allows you to inject water into this pipe. The larger the diameter, the more water you can inject at the source, and the more water you can extract at the destination. Okay, it does not depend upon the length of the pipe. Now, if you consider a water molecule which is injected on the left, now that water molecule will take a certain amount of time to travel through this pipe and reach at the other end. What is that time which it takes the water molecule to travel from the left to the right? What it is dependent upon? It is dependent upon how fast that water molecule is flowing, which means that the velocity or the speed of the water flowing through this pipe. It is not dependent upon the diameter of the pipe. Not dependent upon that. It is dependent upon how fast that water is flowing. Same is the case for the links that we are considering for the internet. So the speed at which the link is operating, does not tell you when you inject the first bit into the link, how long it will take for that bit to propagate, that electrical signal to propagate to the far end of the link. Okay, that is dependent upon the length of the link as well as the speed at which the electrical signal propagates, which is different from the speed at which the link is operating. Very important to distinguish between the two. The speed at which the electrical signal propagates is different, generally a large fraction of the speed of light, and the speed at which the link is operating tells you the transmission time, tells you about the width of the pipe or diameter of the pipe. Okay, so link bandwidth, it dictates the transmission delay. How much time does it take to transmit or inject bits into the pipe? Okay, generally it is in bits per second or kilobits per second, megabits per second, etc. Okay, the propagation delay is dependent upon the length of the pipe and the velocity or the speed at which the signals are propagating through this pipe. Okay. So the propagation delay is the time for one bit to travel all the way from left to the right, and this is measured in seconds. We also talked about bandwidth delay product, which tells you, remember the bandwidth is related to the width of this pipe or the diameter of this pipe, and the propagation delay is equal to the length of the pipe, is dictated by the length of the pipe. Propagation delay is dictated by the length of the pipe and also the speed of the electrical signal propagation through this pipe. Now, you might realize that once you inject a bit on the left, it will take a certain amount of time for that bit to reach at the other end. You're not going to wait for that bit to reach at the other end before you send this next bit. You send the first bit and immediately after that you send the second bit, and then the third, and then the fourth, depending upon how fast you can inject the bits, depends upon the transmission delay. Okay? So at a time, realize that there will be many bits in flight, many bits in flight. How many bits will be in flight? That is equivalent to, if this was a water pipe, that is equivalent to how much water do you have in the pipe at that time. And the longer the pipe you have, the more water you have. The fatter the pipe it is, the more water you will have. Okay, so the bandwidth delay product is really similar to the volume of the water that you can have in this pipe, and the bandwidth delay product is the product of the bandwidth and the propagation delay. Okay, long pipe operating at high speed will have a high BDP. Why BDP is important? BDP is important because this is the amount of bits which have been sent by the near end and have not yet received by the far end. If something goes wrong, you will have to transmit all of those bits all over again. You'll have to transmit all of those bits all over again. Okay. So any questions so far about the propagation delay, transmission delay, and the bandwidth delay product, BDP? कोई question इसमें? Okay, no questions. Great. So everyone is getting what we are saying, hopefully. Okay. Some examples. So we gave this example last time as well. So if you have same city within 10 kilometers, within a city, and the bandwidth is relatively slower compared to gigabits per second. 100 megabits per second is fast enough, but it's slow compared to gigabits per second. And the propagation delay, you can compute it to be approximately 0.1 millisecond. So in this case, the bandwidth delay product, the product of the propagation delay as well as the bandwidth is going to be 10,000 bits, which means there will be 10,000 bits in flight, Okay. Now let's extend this example. Let's consider a new example in which you have a communication link between the two cities, which can be very far away from each other, not 10 kilometers. So pipe hum lamba kar dete hain. So pipe is longer. Also consider that they are all connected through an optical fiber link, which has a bandwidth or a capacity of very high as compared to 100 megabit per second. So what we have done is by considering this cross country link, order of 1,000 kilometer, our very fast link. So हमने दो काम किए हैं यहाँ पे. पहली example इस blue वाली example के मुकाबले में, what we have done is that we have made the pipe longer. Instead of 10 kilometer, we have it 1,000 kilometer. Now, not just longer pipe, but we have also made it fatter. Instead of 100 megabits per second, we have made it 10 gigabits per second. 10 gigabits per second is 100 times more than 100 megabit per second. And similarly, 1,000 kilometer is 100 times more than 10 kilometer. So 100 times more, 100 times fatter, 100 times longer. So the bandwidth delay product is 10 to the power 4 times higher. ये 10 power 8 आ गया आपके पास as compared to 10,000 bits. So many bits in flight. If this pipe bursts or something goes wrong, there is some breakage in this optical fiber which is connecting these two far off cities in a country, then you will have to transmit 10 to the power 8 bits all over again. Okay. All right. So transmission delay, how long does it take to push all the bits of a packet onto the link? Not dependent upon the length of the link. Okay, not dependent upon the length of the link. It's dependent upon the amount of data that you are sending and the speed at which the link is operating, also called the transmission rate, speed at which the link is operating. When we get bandwidth from Nayatel or PTCL or Cybernet or Supernet, we get a pipe of 10 megabits per second. So that's the speed at which the link is operating. Whatever packet size you are trying to send on that, if the packet size is large, it will take longer to get injected into that pipe, to get transmitted onto that pipe. So if you have a 1,000-bit packet, generally you have 1,000 byte packets. So this is just an example. So if you have 1,000-bit packets over 100 megabit per second link, then it will take only 10 to the power minus 5 seconds to get injected. One packet will get injected, a 1,000-bit packet will get injected onto that link or can be extracted from that link in just 10 to the power minus 5 seconds. So really fast. Okay. So coming back to on propagation delay, how long does it take to move the bit from one end to the other end? And no matter at what speed the link is operating on, this propagation delay is not dependent upon what speed the link is operating upon. It is dependent upon the length of the link, and it is also dependent upon the speed, not the speed at which the link is operating on, but the speed at which the electrical signal or the optical signal propagates generally with the speed of light, close to the speed of light. Okay. So this would be link length divided by the propagation speed of the link. And propagation speed is close to the speed of light, which is 3 into 10 to the power 8. In this example, we're considering a link which is 30 kilometers long divided by the speed of propagation, and this will give you 10 to the power minus 4 seconds. 10 to the power minus 4 seconds. Okay. So again, very small. Propagation delay is also very small. Okay. But if this was 3,000 kilometers instead of 30 kilometers, then this would be 100 times higher. This quantity 10 to the power minus 4 would actually be 10 to the power minus 2, which is 0.01 second. It is a long time in terms of electrical signals. How many cycles your CPU can operate, can execute during that time? A lot. Okay. So some more examples of packet delays. So let's say you want to send 100 byte packets, and when we say 100 byte, 1 byte is equal to 8 bits, so you have 800 bits. So एक packet है, and that packet, the size of that packet is 800 bits. 800 bits. You want to send that packet from this guy A on the left to this guy B on the right, and they are connected through one link only. We are not considering the case when you have switches in between. Let's say they are connected directly on this link. There is some speed at which this link is operating on, and there is some propagation delay on this link. So both of those are the characteristics of this link, the width of the pipe and the length of the pipe. So let's assume that this link is operating at 1 megabit per second, operating at 1 megabit per second. And let's say that an electrical signal propagates all the way from A to B in 1 millisecond, in 1 millisecond. So the propagation delay is 1 millisecond and the transmission speed is 1 megabit per second, 1 megabits per second. The link is operating at 1 megabit per second, and a signal will take 1 millisecond to propagate through that link from A to B, from A to B. Okay. So let's try to send these 100 byte packets from A to B. If you want to do that, we need to consider this timing diagram once again to solve these kind of questions, and you will see some of those in the homework as well, which has been uploaded. So you need to consider these timing diagrams. Things become extremely easy if you consider this timing diagram. On the vertical axis, we have time. We have time on the vertical axis. Okay. So you start at t is equal to 0. Time t is equal to 0. At time 0, you start. And then when A injects the first bit, it will take a certain amount of time to get injected into the link. एक bit का time हम निकाल सकते हैं based on 1 megabits per second. So how long will it take? How long will it take to inject one bit into the pipe? Answers please in that chat window. So 1 bit, how long will it take to inject 1 bit into this pipe? To inject 1 bit into this pipe? Answers in the chat window, please. Link है 1 megabit per second पे operate कर रहा है. Link is operating at 1 megabit per second. I want to inject 1 bit into the pipe. How long will it take to inject that bit into the pipe? देखिए 1 megabit per second का मतलब है 1 सेकंड में 1 megabits आप डाल सकते हैं. तो 1 बिट डालने के लिए 10 to the power 6 bits अगर 1 सेकंड में डाल सकते हैं, which is 1 mega, then एक बिट डालने के लिए 10 to the power minus 6 seconds लग जाएंगे, which is 1 microsecond. 10 to the power minus 6 or 1 microsecond. All those people who are replying, thank you very much. All those answers are correct. Okay. So it will take 1 microsecond to inject that bit into the pipe. And then it will take how much time for that first bit to travel all the way from A to B? कितना time लग जाएगा? वो हमने दिया हुआ है 1 millisecond. That is the time for an electrical signal to propagate all the way from left to the right. Okay. So time to transmit 1 bit will be 1 microsecond or 1 over 10 to the power 6 seconds. Everyone can see that. Okay. And then the time when that bit reaches at the far end, that if we start injecting that bit at t is equal to 0, at t is equal to 1 over 10 to the power 6 second, it will get injected at A. A पे inject करने के लिए सबने बताया कि 1 microsecond लगेगा. So that means 1 microsecond में you will have the bit completely injected at A. It has not started getting towards B. So it will take 1 millisecond, 1 by 10 to the power 3 seconds to propagate to B, And this 1 in over 10 to the power 6, this time comes through because it had taken that much time. It had taken that much time after t is equal to 0 to get injected into the link. तो जब हम इसको extract करेंगे, the time would be 1 over 10 to the power 6 plus 1 over 10 to the power 3. Okay, so this would be the time, and time to transmit 800 bits one after the other. 800 bits one after the other. Many people we have seen in the previous years in the quizzes and exams, they make a mistake that when we ask the question कि एक bit को तो वहां पहुंचने में इतना time लग गया, 800 को कितना time लगेगा, वो इसको 800 से multiply कर देते हैं. Don't do that. Why don't do that? Because once you inject the first bit, you are not going to wait for that bit to reach at the far end. You will inject the next bit right after that, right after that, right after that, right after that. वो फौरन से आप यहाँ पे इंजेक्शन करते जाएंगे, irrespective के वो पहले वाली बिट्स जो हैं वो फार एंड पे स्टेशन बी तक वो पहुंची हैं या नहीं पहुंची हैं. Okay, so time to transmit 800 bits, time to transmit 800 bits, this time all the way from the top to the bottom, this time, this transmission time will definitely be 800 microsecond. एक microsecond में एक bit आपने inject की थी. This is the time for injection, not the time for reception. This is the time for injection, time for injection. So 800 microsecond. अगर t is equal to 0 पे आपने start किया था, तो t is equal to 800 microsecond. If you started at t is equal to 0, started sending the first bit at t is equal to 0, you will finish sending the injecting the last bit at 800 microsecond, because it takes 1 microsecond to inject one bit. It will take 800 microsecond to inject 800 bits. Okay. Now, what happens in the scene in between A and B? These bits will be flowing from A to B, in parallel, in one after the other, one after in sequence, one after the other. So ऐसा नहीं है कि हम पहले बिट के जो है वो यहाँ बी पे पहुंचने का इंतजार करेंगे और उसके बाद ए से दूसरी बिट भेजेंगे. नहीं, ए से हमने जो है ना वो पाइपलाइन फैशन में डाल दिए बिट्स ना. So these bits will keep reaching B, and convince yourself that this time on the left hand side, which is 800 microsecond, this transmission time is exactly the same as this transmission time on the right. This is the extraction time. जितना टाइम आपको इंजेक्ट करने में लगा था इस लिंक पे जो 1 मेगाबिट पर सेकंड पे ऑपरेट कर रहा था, उतना ही टाइम आपको एक्सट्रैक्ट करने में लगेगा सेम अमाउंट ऑफ बिट्स को, सेम नंबर ऑफ बिट्स को, to extract the bits which is from a link which is operating at 1 megabit per second. Okay. ऐसा नहीं है कि ये लिंक जो है लेफ्ट पे 1 megabit per second पे ऑपरेट कर रहा हो, राइट पे कुछ और पे megabit per second पे ऑपरेट कर रहा हो. नहीं, this is one piece of wire, this will be operating at 1 megabit per second. हाँ, अगर एक स्विच बीच में आ जाता तो हो सकता है स्विच से पहले 1 megabit per second का लिंक होता और स्विच के बाद जो है 10 megabit per second का लिंक होता. ठीक है. In which case the story would have been different. But let's focus on this story that we have at the moment. So the total time when A started sending. Now we need answers in the chat window, and the question is the total time when A started sending and B finished receiving. A started sending and B finished receiving. What is the total time in between these two events? One event is A started sending, the other event is B finished receiving. दोनों के बीच में कितना time? So this time here, the transmission time here is 800 microsecond, 800 microsecond. Okay. And then on this time here, we have already found that this time is 1 millisecond ka delay aayega. So the total time here would be 1.8 millisecond, 1.8 millisecond. So 800 into 1 into 10 to the minus 6, and ये जो propagation delay है ये सिर्फ एक बार multiply होगा. So that mistake that we said कि इस सारे को 800 से multiply करना जो है is not correct. Why? Because you are sending the bits in a pipeline fashion. हाँ, अगर ऐसा होता कि A से मैंने एक bit भेजी होती B को, इंतजार करते जब B पे पहुंच गई, फिर उसके बाद A से दूसरी भेजेंगे, तो फिर जो है वो आप 800 से मल्टीप्लाई कर सकते थे, but that doesn't happen. So this would be 1.8 millisecond. Okay. So I hope that that example is easy enough to understand. अगर फिर भी कोई questions हैं, then you can always ask the TAs, post on Piazza, or come to the office hours of TAs or my office hours or Dr. Tariq's office hours. You can always ask those questions. Okay. Now So let's change the scenario a little bit. Let's change the scenario a little bit. Instead of, so the last bit here reaches at 1.8 millisecond. ये तो हमने calculate कर लिया. Now let's say instead of 1 megabit per second, let me increase the speed of this link. Propagation delay उतना ही रहेगा. The length of the link is the same. The speed of propagation is the same, but the bandwidth or the capacity at which the link is operating on, the speed at which the link is operating on, I can always increase that. वो 1 megabit per second से 1 gigabit per second पे ले जाते हैं. 1 megabit per second से 1 gigabit per second पे ले जाते हैं. So the transmission delay will be reduced. Propagation delay will not be reduced. So from this question, ये जो हमने पहले solve किया था 1 megabit per second, ये 1 megabit per second और 1 millisecond का ये इस वाली situation के लिए हमने ये आंसर निकाला था. This answer was 1.8 millisecond. It will take you 1.8 millisecond to transmit the bits, to transmit the entire amount of data, which is 800 bits from A to B. A की starting और B की finishing के बीच में जो time था वो 1.8 millisecond था. Now what we did is that इस 1.8 millisecond में there is some portion because of the transmission time and some portion because of the propagation time. Now I try to reduce the transmission time. Reduce करते हैं transmission time को. So I start operating the link at 1 gigabit per second instead of 1 megabit per second. When I operate this link at 1 gigabit per second, the last bit will reach B at 800 into 1 over 10 to the power minus 10 to the 9 seconds, because giga is 10 to the 9. So एक bit जिसको inject करने में 1 microsecond लग रहे थे, अब उसको inject करने में 1 nanosecond लग जाएगा. Bandwidth and link speed are the same thing. Bandwidth and link speed are the same thing. हमने पहले भी इसका discussion की है. We use both of these words interchangeably in this course. They are not the same, but in this course they will be the same. Okay? If you are looking at a communication systems course, then bandwidth would be different. But in this course, since the terminology is used very often in the networking systems community, so we'll use the term bandwidth and the speed at the same time. Okay. So now what we have done here is we have increased the transmission speed. When you increase the transmission speed, that means the transmission delay will reduce. कितना reduce हो गया? 1000 times आपने reduce कर दिया उसको. 1000 times reduce कर दिया. So ये देखें, so ये जो red के अंदर ये हुआ है, so this time has been reduced from 1 into 10 to the minus 6 to 1 into 10 to the minus 9. So in this case, if you look at the first example, ये पहले वाली जो example है जिसमें 1 megabit per second और 1 millisecond, case 1 जो है, इसमें 1 millisecond is your propagation time and 0.8 millisecond is your transmission time. The contribution from the propagation time is 0.8 millisecond. The contribution from the propagation is 1 millisecond. The contribution from the transmission is 0.8 millisecond. Now you reduce the transmission time by a factor of 1000. So in this case, now the 1 millisecond remains the same. 1 millisecond remains the same. जो आपका propagation time था. Propagation time 1 millisecond remains the same. This 0.8 millisecond portion has been reduced by 1000, so you have 1.0008 milliseconds. So no matter how fast you operate the link, infinite speed पे भी operate कर लें, 1 millisecond से पहले आप कुछ नहीं कर सकेंगे. Is that clear to everyone? Because 1 millisecond is coming from the propagation time. Transmission speed को जितना मर्जी ज़्यादा कर दें, we cannot reduce that propagation time. Okay. Now, ये transmission time बहुत कम हो गया. ये 1000 times कम कर दिया. अब नजर भी नहीं आ रहा है कितना है ये, but this has been reduced and this is 1.008 millisecond. The time that you start injecting the first bit here on the left and the time that you extract the last bit at station B at the far end, उस दोनों टाइमों के बीच में, remember vertical axis पे टाइम चल रहा है, so इन दोनों टाइम्स के बीच में 1.008 मिलीसेकंड है, जिसमें से 1 मिलीसेकंड is because of the propagation delay and 0.0008 millisecond is because of the transmission time. Okay, is that clear to everyone? Great. So let's say we want to send a 1 gigabyte file in 100 byte packets. ये जो हम 100 byte के पैकेट भेज रहे थे जिसमें 800 बिट लगती थी, ठीक है, 800 बिट्स और 100 बाइट, जिसको भेजने में हमारे पास ये रेड वाली जो हमारे पास ये हमने प्रोपेगेशन टाइम इसका निकाल लिया, ट्रांसमिशन टाइम निकाल लिया. सो नाउ इंस्टेड ऑफ सेंडिंग वन पैकेट विच इज 800 बिट, I want to send 1 gigabyte फाइल जिसमें हर पैकेट जो है 100 बाइट का है. पहले हमारे पास एक पैकेट था जो हमने भेजा, 2 एग्जांपल्स उसके लिए. Instead of doing that, I want to send 1 gigabyte file, and 1 gigabyte file will have how many packets? कितने पैकेट्स होंगे 100 बाइट के? 100 बाइट के कितने पैकेट्स होंगे? क्विकली, 1 गीगाबाइट फाइल में 100 बाइट के कितने पैकेट्स होंगे? 1 गीगाबाइट फाइल में 100 बाइट के कितने पैकेट होंगे? 1 गीगाबाइट फाइल 100 बाइट के कितने पैकेट्स होंगे? Nobody can answer that question. 100 बाइट के कितने पैकेट्स होंगे? Mesam? Yes, Mesam is right. 10 to the power 7. So 1 gigabyte is 10 to the 9, and 100 byte is 10 to the 2. 10 to the 9 divided by 10 to the 2, you have 10 to the power 7 packets. 10 to the power 7 packets. Thanks, Mesam, Saad, Anam, and other people who have answered this question. So 1 gigabyte file है, उसमें 100 byte के पैकेट हैं, तो कितने पैकेट्स होंगे? 100 byte each का पैकेट है. The size of each packet is 100 byte. How many packets do you have? So 1 gigabyte को divide कर दें 100 byte से, you will get a number, and that number would be 10 to the 9 divided by 10 to the 2, which is 10 to the 7. Okay, all right. So once you have that, let's say अब हमने जो है ना ये 10 to the 7 पैकेट्स भेजने हैं. ये तो अभी हमने ये जो रेड में शो किया हुआ है यहाँ पे, this guy here which is sent from here and received at B, this is just one packet with the link operating at 1 gigabit per second. अब इस तरह के हमने 10 to the power 7 पैकेट्स भेजने. 10 to the 7 पैकेट्स भेजने के लिए क्या जरूरी है कि आप ये ऐसे one after the other 10 to the 7 पैकेट्स भेजेंगे, so you will have one packet going after the other, one packet going after the other. ठीक है. Now realize that the number that we have obtained here, 1.0008 millisecond, it had 1 millisecond of contribution, 1 millisecond of contribution from the propagation time, and 0.0008 millisecond of contribution from the transmission time. ठीक है, वो एक पैकेट के लिए थी. अब हमने 10 to the 7 पैकेट भेजने हैं, तो ये जो हमारा ट्रांसमिशन टाइम है ये 10 to the 7 into 100 बाइट पैकेट्स हैं, तो वो 10 to the 7 से मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगा. 10 to the 7 से मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगा. So now how much time to transmit the entire file? How much time to transmit the entire file? How much time to transmit the entire file? So ये 1 मिलीसेकंड जो है वो 1 मिलीसेकंड का 1 मिलीसेकंड ही रहेगा. ये 0.0008 मिलीसेकंड जो है ये 10 to the 7 से मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगा, because this 0.0008 millisecond was for one packet, and now you are sending 10 to the 7 packets जो पूरी फाइल के अंदर हैं. 10 to the 7 पैकेट्स हैं. So multiply this guy 0.0008 with 10 to the power 7, वो आपके पास अब ट्रांसमिशन टाइम आएगा, और ये जो प्रोपेगेशन टाइम है ये बेचारा 1 मिलीसेकंड पे खड़ा रहेगा. So the total time that you will get is 10 to the power 7 multiplied by this 800 nanoseconds plus ये आपका जो propagation time है. So now you have 8001 millisecond, out of which 8000 milliseconds are for transmission time and 1 millisecond is for propagation time. Now why we gave this example? ये example इसलिए दी है कि जिसमें के 3 पार्ट्स हैं. पहले पार्ट में देखेंगे 1.8 मिलीसेकंड में 1 मिलीसेकंड प्रोपेगेशन, 0.8 मिलीसेकंड ट्रांसमिशन. कंपैरेबल है, एक ही बॉल पार्क के अंदर है. दूसरी एग्जांपल में 1 millisecond propagation and 0.0008 millisecond transmission. So yeah, now you can see that propagation time is dominating the answer. ठीक है, जो तीसरी एग्जांपल है इसमें 8001 मिलीसेकंड, propagation is still 1 millisecond and the transmission time is 8000 milliseconds. Now in this case the transmission time is dominating the answer. ठीक है, so the reason that we gave this example is to give you an idea that propagation time and transmission time, they are two independent quantities. One can be very large than the other can be very large than the first one. Okay, दोनों में से कोई भी बहुत बड़ा हो सकता है दूसरे से, और एक दूसरे के बराबर भी, एक ही बॉल पार्क के अंदर भी हो सकते हैं. So you can have all sorts of situations. Okay, now so let's take a look at what we call the pipe view. Okay, let's say you want to send 100 byte packets from A to B. So ये आपने पहले 100 bytes भेजे, फिर उसके बाद दूसरे 100 bytes भेजे, फिर उसके बाद आपने ये तीसरे 100 bytes भेजे. ठीक है, 100 byte पे, and then so on and so forth, ये चलते जा रहा है. ठीक है, now there is some transmission time here and then there is some propagation time of each of the packet. ठीक है, now the pipe view is shown as below. On the horizontal axis we have time and the vertical axis we have bandwidth. Okay, so कितना टाइम लग जाता है एक पैकेट को ट्रांसमिट होने में, जितना टाइम लग जाता है, you know, the quantity which is shown on the left hand side here, जितना भी उसको टाइम लगता है एक पैकेट को ट्रांसमिट होने में, that time is shown here like this. ठीक है, and then we have this entire rectangular area here, and this rectangular area tells you कि ये कितना टाइम लगा एक पैकेट को जाने में, और how much bandwidth how much speed this link is operating on, which is 1 megabit per second. अगर 10 megabit per second होती तो इसकी हाइट बहुत ज्यादा होती. Now convince yourself that this area here, ये जो पैकेट के, ये जो इस rectangular area के अंदर ये जो area shade मैंने किया है, this shaded area is the size of the packet. If the packet is larger, it will take longer to transmit. Time उसमें ज़्यादा लगेगा. If the bandwidth is higher, it will take smaller amount of time to inject that packet. तो ये area जो है वो उतना ही रहेगा, पैकेट का साइज जो है वो area उतना ही रहेगा. अगर bandwidth को हम increase करें, if I increase the bandwidth, तो ये जो rectangle है ये taller हो जाएगी and thinner हो जाएगी, और thinner हो जाएगी. ठीक है? So we'll carry on this example into the next example. So once again, pipe view and packet delay. Let's say you want to send 100 byte packets from A to B, and A to B, the link speed is at which the link is operating is 1 megabit per second, and the propagation delay on that link is 10 millisecond. With a BDP of इन दोनों को मल्टीप्लाई करें, bandwidth delay. This is bandwidth and this is delay. Bandwidth delay product, this is propagation delay. Bandwidth delay product is 10,000. दोनों quantities को मल्टीप्लाई करें 10,000. And we are showing a few packets here. So each of these rectangular areas is basically one packet. इसका size जो है वो आप बिट्स में मेजर करेंगे, बिट्स में मेजर करेंगे या बाइट्स में मेजर करेंगे, जिसमें भी मेजर करना है. सो दिस इज ए 100 byte packet. Okay, so what happens if I reduce the propagation delay somehow. लिंक को छोटा कर देते हैं, लिंक को आधा कर देते हैं, तो ये 10 मिलीसेकंड से 5 मिलीसेकंड रह जाएगा. So when it becomes 5 milliseconds, then the bandwidth delay product, obviously it reduces. When the bandwidth delay product reduces, that means the outstanding data that you can have on the link. When I say outstanding, that means in-flight data that A has sent, but B has not yet received. This is the water in the pipe. जो सोर्स से चला गया, डेस्टिनेशन पे अभी नहीं पहुंचा है. इट्स द वाटर इन द पाइप. So that BDP is 5,000 now. So now you can take a look at this, that the rectangular area here, it does not change. रेक्टेंगुलर एरिया चेंज नहीं हो रहा, ये उतना ही है जितना ऊपर वाले केस में था, ये उतना ही है जितना ऊपर वाले केस में था. सिर्फ ये है कि अब यहाँ पे कम सेल्स आएंगे, बिकॉज the BDP is 5,000. You can have fewer packets here. The BDP here was 10,000. This pipe can contain 10,000 bits of data, 10,000 bits of data, and this guy can contain 5,000 bits of data. So you reduce the propagation delay, bandwidth delay product reduced, वो आधा हो गया है. आधा होने से जो अमाउंट ऑफ डेटा जो इसके अंदर आ सकता है, इस पैकेट के अंदर आउटस्टैंडिंग विच इज इन फ्लाइट, वो भी आधा हो जाएगा. सो बट रिमेंबर, ये जो यहाँ शेडेड एरिया है, दिस शेडेड एरिया हियर डाउन हियर is exactly the same as this shaded area here. Why? Because this is a 100 byte packet. This 100 byte packet, this area does not change. Now this area does not change. इसकी width भी उतनी है, इसकी height भी उतनी है, because bandwidth is still 1 megabit per second. So what happens अगर मैं bandwidth ही बढ़ा दूं? अगर bandwidth बढ़ा देंगे, so let's say 10 megabit per second कर दें. 10 megabit per second कर देते हैं, और साथ हम propagation delay भी 1 millisecond कर देते हैं, so that the BDP is still 10,000. See, BDP जितना यहाँ पे 10,000 था, उतना ही यहाँ पे भी 10,000. So this 10,000 and this 10,000, they are equal. तो मैंने लेकिन क्या किया है, मैंने propagation delay को 10 times कम कर दिया है, और transmission time को भी 10 times कम कर दिया, which means transmission speed को 10 times बढ़ा दिया है. ठीक है? So 10 megabit per second instead of 1 megabit per second. BDP remains the same, क्योंकि BDP is the product of these two quantities. BDP is the product of these two quantities. एक को 10 गुना कम कर दिया है, दूसरे को 10 गुना बढ़ा दिया है, तो BDP remains the same. Now each of these packets here, ये भी अब यहाँ पर भी पैकेट शो किए गए हैं. ठीक है? So think about it, कि bandwidth मैंने 10 times जो है वो टॉलर कर दी है. ये example 1 के मुकाबले में, this is example 3. So example 1 के मुकाबले में हमने bandwidth 10 times ज़्यादा कर दी है. So but the packet size is the same. It's 100 byte packet. So that means this area here of one cell or one rectangular area, उसके अंदर अभी भी 100 bytes ही रहेंगी. उसको अगर आपने 10 times taller कर दिया है, तो it will become 10 times thinner, which means it will take a smaller amount of time to get transmitted, to inject it. Any questions so far? No questions? Okay, now let's take the same example, लेकिन अब थोड़ा सा और चीज चेंज करते हैं. पहले तो हमने खेल के देख लिया कि बैंडविड्थ चेंज करते हैं एंड प्रोपगेशन डिले चेंज करते हैं. Now let's change the packet size. ये 100 byte की जगह हम 200 byte कर देते हैं. Now if you make the packet size 200 byte instead of 100 byte, so then obviously the size of this rectangular area here is double. ये अब 200 byte है. ठीक है? Is double the size of the rectangular area up here. ये ऊपर जो rectangular area है, इसके मुकाबले में the rectangular area down here is twice as much. So the link is still operating at 1 megabit per second, which means the heights of both the examples is the same. Then the propagation delay is also the same. BDP is also 10,000. By the way, what would be the units of BDP? Can anyone write in the chat window? BDP के units क्या होते हैं, या ये unit less quantity है? Bandwidth delay product. साद आजम ने जवाब दिया एंड आयशा बाबर ने जवाब दिया. Bits and bits. Okay, so the units are bits or bytes. Okay. So that finishes our discussion on propagation delay and transmission delay. We spent a lot of time on this just to make sure that our basic concepts are perfect. You will get some more examples in the homework if you have not started that as yet. If you have done that, great. By the way, this is a good time to announce that that we will also have tests in the, as announced earlier. We will have tests instead of the exams. No midterm, no final, no quizzes. We will have tests. There will be, about 8 tests, 6 to 8, maybe 9 tests in the class, and those will be conducted. We did a survey. Sunday turns out to be the best time. Sunday को हम आपको जो है वो ऐसे नहीं कहेंगे कि आपने 2:30 पे स्टार्ट करना है और 3 o'clock पे फिनिश होगा. वो विल गिव यू अ विंडो. 3-4 घंटे आपको देंगे, 3 घंटे दे देंगे. वो 3 घंटे में यू हैव द फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी कि आप किसी भी टाइम पे स्टार्ट कर लें, लेकिन आधा घंटा ही आपको मिलेगा. So let's say if we give you 3 to 6 p.m., 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., तो आप 4 बजे स्टार्ट कर लें and 4:30 तक you will have time to finish that. We will give those tests. These will be 20 minutes long tests, but we will give you 30 minutes to take each of these tests. ठीक है? So make sure के जो टाइम खत्म होने वाला है विंडो का, उससे आधा घंटा पहले स्टार्ट कर लें, वरना आपको पूरा टाइम नहीं मिलेगा उसके लिए. So now let's talk about queuing delay. Queuing delay does not happen at the link. It happens at the switch. लिंक के जो डिलेस थे, प्रोपेगेशन डिले, ट्रांसमिशन डिले, उसके ऊपर हमने बहुत डिस्कशन कर ली. नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द स्विचेस. स्विचेस के ऊपर क्यूइंग डिले होंगे. सो क्यूइंग डिले इज हाउ लॉन्ग डज द पैकेट सिट इन अ बफर बिफोर इट इज प्रोसेस्ड. बफर में क्यों बिठाते हैं हम? बफर में हम इसलिए बिठाते हैं because we are using statistical multiplexing. And this is not a circuit switch network जहाँ पे आपको reservation मिल गई है. यहाँ कोई reservation नहीं है. यहाँ पे जिसको मौका मिलेगा वो अपना पैकेट भेज देगा. There are 5,000 people in LUMS campus nodes हैं जो अपने पैकेट्स भेज रहे हैं, and maybe not right now, but when the campus is full, then 5,000 odd people are sending packets at the same time whenever they need to. Okay, and then the network gets statistically multiplexed. So sometimes it will happen कि जितना प्रोसेस हो सकता है डेटा उससे ज्यादा आ जाएगा. कभी-कभी ऐसा होगा. चैंपियंस लीग का फाइनल चल रहा है. So in that case the switches, they will need to buffer the packets. तो बफर में बिठाएंगे, फिर जो है वो उम्मीद ये होगी कि बफर खाली हो जाएगा. आहिस्ता उसको खाली कर देंगे. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि पीछे से ट्रैफिक आई जा रही है, बहुत ज्यादा आएगी तो बफर तो फुल होगा और बफर से पैकेट ड्रॉप होना शुरू हो जाएंगे, which will result in packet loss, by the way. But understand that there will always be ups and downs in the traffic. ट्रैफिक कभी ज्यादा होगी, कभी कम हो जाएगी. जब ज्यादा होगी तो हमें कुछ बफर करना पड़ेगा और फिर वो बफर में से हम पैकेट्स फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व बेसिस के ऊपर भेजते रहेंगे. ठीक है. So what is a queuing delay? Very simple example of this. Queuing delay क्या है कि let's say this is a switch और इस switch के पास these are two sources which want to send some data. So ऊपर वाला source जो है वो भी कुछ पैकेट्स भेज रहा है, and these are light blue packets, and then these are what color is that? Purple or dark blue कह देता हूँ मैं इसको. So purple packets and light blue packets. So ये packets हैं, अब इन packets में जाना है. So you might notice here कि at this switch the first packet which will arrive is going to be this one. ये वाला packet सबसे पहले arrive करेगा. फिर उसके बाद कौन सा होगा? फिर ये आ जाएगा. फिर उसके बाद कौन सा होगा? फिर ये आ जाएगा. ठीक है. फिर उसके बाद क्या होगा? फिर उसके बाद ये आ जाएगा. ठीक है. फिर उसके बाद ये आ जाएगा 5. फिर उसके बाद maybe this one 6 and then this one 7. ठीक है. So as these packets arrive at the switch has a table. It will open up the packets, look at the destination IP address, match that into the table, and will send the packet to one of the outgoing interface. So I am showing only one outgoing interface. वैसे तो 100 भी हो सकते हैं, 200 भी हो सकते हैं, 300 भी हो सकते हैं, 50 भी हो सकते हैं. So a switch will typically have a number of outgoing interfaces. We are showing only one. तो ये दोनों sources से जो packets आ रहे हैं, ये इस आउटगोइंग लिंक पे जाएंगे एंड नो बिग डील, हमारे पास बहुत जगह थी आउटगोइंग में, हमने सारे पैकेट्स को अकोमोडेट कर लिया. व्हाई? बिकॉज these two sources were sending data after intermittent intervals of time, थोड़ी थोड़ी देर के बाद भेज रहे थे, तो दोनों को जगह मिल गई. ठीक है. Now there is no overload in this case. Now let's consider another example. This example is when the upper source wants to send these two packets. ये दोनों packets arrive करते हैं और ये नीचे वाले दोनों packets arrive करते हैं. These two packets and these two packets. All these 4 packets they arrive at the switch. तो पहले 2 packets simultaneously arrive कर रहे हैं, फिर अगले 2 packets भी simultaneously arrive कर रहे हैं. The switch will not be able to send the packets on the outgoing link much faster than they are arriving. Unless this outgoing link is operating at a very high speed. Which typically is not the case. जिस स्पीड के ऊपर इनकमिंग लिंक ऑपरेट कर रहे हैं उसी स्पीड के ऊपर आउटगोइंग लिंक ऑपरेट कर रहे होते हैं. तो ये दोनों पैकेट जो साथ साथ आ गए हैं फ्रंट के ऊपर, ये नंबर 1 एंड नंबर 2. सो व्हाट डू वी डू? तो दोनों में से एक ही को ट्रांसमिट कर सकते हैं, तो एक को ट्रांसमिट कर देंगे, एक को बफर में डाल देंगे. ठीक है, एक को ट्रांसमिट करते हैं, एक को बफर में डाल देते हैं. सो देयर इज अ ट्रांजिएंट ओवरलोड हियर. थोड़ा सा एक ओवरलोड आया. And this is not a rare event. This happens all the time. Lumps के network के ऊपर 5,000 people. It is very likely that few people will try to send the packet simultaneously. कुछ को buffer में डाल देंगे, एक भेज देंगे. Okay. So you will have a buffer or a queue. You will put packets in the queue. एक को आपने उधर भेज दिया और एक को जो है आपने आगे लिंक के ऊपर भेज दिया. That makes sense? Yes or no? Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Maham, you have a question? Please go
Yes,
ahead and
sir.
ask. Go ahead and ask.
Sir, I want to ask है, जब हमारे 2 पैकेट्स एग्जैक्ट सेम टाइम पे जैसे अब आते हैं और हमने क्यू के अंदर जाते हैं, तो वो किस बेसिस में क्यू के अंदर जाते हैं? व्हाटएवर इज नियर या कोई और तरीका होता है?
आपका क्वेश्चन बीच में से जो है ना वो ऑडियो बीच में से खराब हो गई थी, तो मुझे पता नहीं चला. आपने सवाल किया कि 2 पैकेट जब आ जाते हैं तो कैसे डिसाइड करते हैं कि पैकेट कौन सा आगे जाएगा?
तो हम कैसे डिसाइड करते हैं कि क्यू में कौन सा जाएगा और आगे कौन सा जाएगा? क्या ये नियरेस्ट की बेसिस पे है कि क्यू अगर एक के नियर है तो वो वहां से चला जाएगा, या कोई और तरीका है?
हाँ, सो जो पहले अराइव कर देगा, और अगर बिल्कुल साइमल्टेनियसली हुए हैं, सो थिंक अबाउट इट कि ये जो स्विच है इसके अंदर एक प्रोसेसर लगा हुआ है और वो प्रोसेसर जो है अपनी इनकमिंग इंटरफेसेस को चेक कर रहा है बार बार. तो उसको चेक करने पे जो पैकेट पहले मिला उसको भेज देगा, और अभी वो भेजना खत्म नहीं किया उसने, क्योंकि देयर विल बी सम ट्रांसमिशन टाइम. कुछ थोड़ा सा टाइम लगेगा उसको इंजेक्ट करने में, विच इज द ट्रांसमिशन टाइम. इतनी देर में अगर कोई दूसरा पैकेट किसी दूसरे इंटरफेस पे आ गया तो उसको उसे क्यू में डालना पड़ेगा. ठीक है? Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, ग्रेट. सो अब ये देखें, एक पैकेट आगे चला गया और एक पैकेट जो है ये हमने क्यू में डाल दिया. अब क्या हुआ? अब हमने क्यू वाले पैकेट को ट्रांसमिट करना है, अब बारी उसकी है, लेकिन इतनी देर में 2 पैकेट्स और आ गए हैं. तो क्यू से तो मैं पैकेट निकाल के आगे भेज दूंगा और इन 2 पैकेट्स को मैं वापस क्यू के अंदर डाल दूंगा. सो यू सी दैट देयर इज अ ट्रांजिएंट ओवरलोड. क्यू का साइज इंक्रीज हो गया है. अब पीछे से अगर 2 और पैकेट साइमल्टेनियसली अभी अराइव किए हुए होते जो अभी नहीं है, अभी थोड़ा दूर है, ठीक है, अगर और पैकेट्स होते उनको भी मुझे क्यू के अंदर डालना पड़ता, क्यू का साइज इंक्रीज हो जाता. सिंस वी डोंट कंट्रोल द ट्रैफिक व्हिच इज कमिंग फ्रॉम दीज सोर्सेज. यहाँ तो सिर्फ 2 एग्जांपल है ना, एक स्विच के ऊपर पता नहीं कहां से ट्रैफिक आ रही होती है. यू नो, many incoming interfaces, कहां से ट्रैफिक आ रही होती है, उनकी ट्रैफिक को हम थोड़ी कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं. दिस ट्रैफिक इज जनरेटेड एट द सोर्सेज एंड इट विल अराइव एट द स्विच जस्ट आउट ऑफ द ब्लू. इसी तरह से आएगी, कहीं से भी आ जाएगी. So the switch has to be ready to put some of the packets into the queue, into the buffer या queue, जो भी आप कह लें, एक ही चीज है. उसको पैकेट्स को जो है बफर करना पड़ेगा, क्यू में डालना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. सो अब देखें, अब क्या होगा? अब नेक्स्ट वो एक पैकेट क्यू से निकालेगा और आगे भेज दिया, फिर एक और पैकेट क्यू से निकालेगा और उसको आगे भेज देगा. अब एक और उसके पास पैकेट आ गया, ये ब्लू वाला, लाइट ब्लू वाला, फिर उसके बाद ये पर्पल वाला आएगा और फिर उसके बाद फिर लाइट ब्लू वाला आएगा, एंड देन दिस विल गेट कंप्लीटेड. ठीक है. So that's how you will see a queuing delay कि कभी कभी क्यू के अंदर मुझे पैकेट डालने पड़ेंगे और उन पैकेट्स को मैं immediately ट्रांसमिट नहीं कर पाऊंगा. I would need to wait. I would need to wait for my turn from the queue to get transmitted on the outgoing interface. If the outgoing interface is busy, if the outgoing interface is busy, I will need to wait in the queue. Okay, and that will be the queuing delay. And this is a random amount of time, random delay. Why this is random? Because we don't know the traffic patterns. We don't know the traffic patterns that these two guys are using to send the packet. And it's not just these two guys. In a practical scenario, you will have a switch in a network which is highly interconnected. In AT&T's network, we gave an example, tens of thousands of switches, 10,000 of the order of 10,000 switches, many more links. They are all interconnected with each other. All interconnected with each other. किसी switch के ऊपर कहाँ से traffic आ जाएगी, कितनी traffic आएगी, कितने packets, कितने sources से आ रहे हैं. This is going to be a very large scale problem. And then too much data coming in, going into the queues, and then being transmitted from the queues. Okay. So that's how the queuing delay will come into the picture. So in this example we saw कि queue जो है वो थोड़ी देर के लिए भरती है, ठीक है, लेकिन फिर आहिस्ता से खाली हो जाएगी. Why? Because the queue was able to absorb the transient burst. वो थोड़ी देर के लिए जो है ना वो दोनों इकट्ठे आ गए थे, तो वो क्यू ने उसको जो है ना absorb कर लिया. जो heavy load, transient load आ गया था, heavy load, those bursts of packets have been absorbed by the queue, but this has introduced queuing delay. ये burst जो आ गए आपके पास, simultaneous packet आ गए, उसकी वजह से उस burst को absorb तो कर लिया switch के buffer ने, but उसकी वजह से queuing delay introduce हो गया. So what would happen? So somebody is asking question privately. Please private question ना पूछें, open पूछ लें, कोई issue नहीं है. So what would happen if there is a constant overload? Do we have an instant when the queue is completely overloaded? Now this is a situation where we have a persistent overload. Persistent overload means के दोनों sources जो है वो भेजे जा रहे हैं. So too much data coming in. Now in this case, the switch will put the packets into the buffer. एक वो आगे ट्रांसमिट करता जाएगा, बाकी बफर में डालता जाएगा, लेकिन बफर को सुकून नहीं मिलेगा, वो भरता जाएगा and until the time that it will eventually drop the packet. ठीक है. So कभी ऐसा हो नहीं सकता कि आप 1 megabit per second पे आप पैकेट्स भेजे जा रहे हैं और इधर भी 1 megabit per second पे भेजे जा रहे हैं और एक्सपेक्ट करें कि आउटगोइंग भी 1 megabit per second है और वो दोनों को जो है वो दोनों को हैंडल कर लेगा. Obviously, if the outgoing link is operating at 1 megabit per second, ठीक है, then you have to have, and these two links are also operating at 1 megabit per second. यहाँ पे आपको थोड़े इंस्टेंट्स के बाद पैकेट भेजने पड़ेंगे. You can compute कि आपका जो है वो पैकेट कितने टाइम के बाद भेजने चाहिए कि आपकी क्यू ओवरलोड नहीं हो. Now, so very interesting problems in queuing system कि किस तरह से उसको हैंडल करना है, क्योंकि ये डिटरमिनिस्टिक नहीं भेज रहे, ऐसे नहीं भेज रहे कि अभी मेरी बारी फिर आपकी बारी, मेरी बारी फिर आपकी बारी, ऐसे नहीं हो रहा. पैकेट्स तो आएंगे एट रैंडम अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम. जब भी एंड यूजर ने इंटरनेट यूज करना है उसने पैकेट्स भेज देने. ठीक है. So queuing delay is how long does a packet have to sit in a buffer before it gets processed. It depends upon the traffic pattern. And traffic pattern is generated randomly. So what is the arrival rate at the queue? The nature of the arriving traffic, is it bursty or is it not? Too many packets coming in simultaneously. It's also dependent upon the transmission rate of the outgoing link. If the outgoing link is operating at a high speed, high transmission rate, then we might be able to accommodate more traffic. This is also characterized with statistical measures. You might appreciate the fact कि ये packets जो आ रहे हैं ये deterministic fashion में नहीं आ रहे, ये random fashion में आ रहे हैं. So we will use statistical measures such as average queuing delay and also the variance of the queuing delay. कि queuing में जो delay आ रहा है उसकी variance कितनी है, and we will in some cases will also find the probability that the delay will exceed a threshold value. The delay will exceed a threshold value. Okay, so some basic queuing theory terminology that will be used, homework के अंदर भी हमने इस्तेमाल की है. So you have an arrival process, how packets arrive, and we have an average arrival rates. 437 packets in 1 second, in packets per unit time. Okay? And then we can also specify the peak rate. So if W is the average time packets wait in the queue, average time packets wait in the queue. कोई पैकेट ज्यादा इंतजार करेगा, कोई कम इंतजार करेगा, लेकिन W is the average time the packets wait in the queue. जितने टाइम भी एक पैकेट इंतजार करता है, दूसरा पैकेट कुछ और इंतजार करेगा, तीसरे के लिए कुछ और टाइम होगा, उन सब का आपने एवरेज निकालना है, एवरेज निकालना है. सो W is the average waiting time, W is the average waiting time, and L is the length of the queue, and this is again the average number of packets waiting in the queue. Remember कि queue के अंदर जो पैकेट्स थे, कोई पैकेट जो है वो किसी को ज्यादा वेट करना पड़ा, किसी को कम, और क्यू का साइज जो है वो कभी इंक्रीज होता है, कभी डिक्रीज होता है. ट्रैफिक पीछे से कम हो जाती है तो साइज डिक्रीज हो जाएगा, पीछे से ट्रैफिक का प्रेशर ज्यादा आ जाता है तो साइज क्यू का इंक्रीज होता जाएगा. ठीक है. सो इफ L is the length of the queue, average length of the queue. Now you might notice some relation between these quantities. अगर लेंथ ऑफ द क्यू ज्यादा होगी, तो वेट भी ज्यादा करना पड़ेगा, और लेंथ ऑफ द क्यू अगर बहुत कम होगी तो वेट भी कम करना पड़ेगा. दिस मेक्स सेंस, इंट्यूटिव सेंस. ओके, दिस मेक्स इंट्यूटिव सेंस दैट these two quantities W and L, they will be related to each other. If the packets are waiting in the queue for a long time, then that means the length of the queue is longer. And vice versa. So there is a law which relates these two quantities, W, which is the waiting time, and L, which is the average length of the queue. Average waiting time and average length of the queue. The law which relates these two was put forward in 1961. It's called Little's law, and this is given by L is equal to lambda times W. And what was lambda? Lambda was your arrival rate. Now you might realize कि अगर arrival rate ज़्यादा होगा तो average length भी ज़्यादा हो जाएगी. इसी तरह waiting time अगर ज़्यादा होगा तो average length भी ज़्यादा हो जाएगी. So this is called Little's law. We are not going to do any proof of Little's law in this course. Queuing system के किसी course के अंदर इसका कर सकते हैं. So example is, if your arrival rate is 100,000 packets per second, and average time a packet spends in the buffer is 1 millisecond, then you can compute the average queue size. The average queue size length L, average length L would be 100,000 times 1 millisecond, which is 100 packets. 100 packets होंगे. अगर 100 packets उस queue के अंदर हैं, on average, कभी ज़्यादा होता है, कभी कम होता है, लेकिन on average अगर 100 हैं, तो average time a packet will spend in the buffer at this arrival rate will be 1 millisecond. Okay. So क्यूइंग प्रोसेस को डिफाइन करने के लिए कुछ क्वांटिटीज हैं जो हमने होमवर्क के अंदर भी इस्तेमाल की हैं. A of t is the cumulative number of bits arrived until time t. So A of t will be a non-decreasing function. कि आपके पास bits arrive होती जा रही हैं, ठीक है. कभी ऐसा नहीं होगा जो arrive हो गई हैं वो अब गायब नहीं हो सकती हैं, वो तो arrive हो गई हैं. तो A will only increase with time. जैसे जैसे टाइम गुजरता जा रहा है A इंक्रीज करता जाएगा. हो सकता है कि A जो है कांस्टेंट भी हो जाए, बहुत देर तक बिट्स ही नहीं आई हैं, तो A will remain constant. So A is the cumulative number of bits arrived until time t. Cumulative number of bits arrived until time t. Similarly, D is the cumulative number of bits departed until time t. dt is the cumulative number of bits departed until time t. Similarly, just like a of t cannot कभी ये non decreasing function है, बिल्कुल उसी तरह d of t is also a non decreasing function. Also a non decreasing function. ये नहीं हो सकता जो bits depart हो गई हैं आप उनको वापस बुला लें, जो depart हो गई हैं वो हो गई हैं, तो t के साथ साथ जो है ना d भी increase करता जाएगा. ठीक है. So both a of t and d of t functions of time are non-decreasing functions, and also a of t is always greater than or equal to d of t. ये नहीं हो सकता कि आप डिपार्ट ज्यादा बिट्स करा दें और अराइव कम बिट्स हुई. ठीक है. सो अ नंबर ऑफ बिट्स अराइव्ड can always be greater than or equal to the number of departed bits. ठीक है. And similarly the queue size, जितनी अराइव हो गई हैं जितनी डिपार्ट हो गई हैं एट ए गिवन टाइम, उनके दरमियान जो डिफरेंस है, डिफरेंस बिटवीन a of t and d of t, वो बिट्स कहाँ चली गई? वो हमने क्यू में रख दी हैं. मेरे पास 100 बिट्स अराइव की हैं, 70 मैंने भेज दी हैं, बाकी 30 को क्या किया? बाकी 30 हमने क्यू के अंदर डाल दी. सो q of t is always non-negative for obvious reasons. q size जो है कभी नेगेटिव नहीं हो सकता कि कितने पैकेट्स उसमें पड़े. So now last delay, and we would like to finish this discussion today. How long does the switch take to process a packet? एक स्विच को प्रोसेस करने में कितना टाइम लगता है? दैट इज द प्रोसेसिंग डिले. रिमेंबर हमने बताया था कि these packets arrive at the switch independently with the IP address written inside the packet. So a switch will open up the packet, look at the IP address, match it into a local table जो किसी तरह से बिल्ड हो गया वहां पे. अभी समझ लें कि कहीं जो है ना गायब से आ गया उसके पास, तो लोकल टेबल के साथ वो मैच करेगा और फिर डिसाइड करेगा मैंने इसको कहाँ भेजना है. इंटरफेस नंबर 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 किस इंटरफेस पे भेजना है, उस इंटरफेस पे भेज देगा. टेबल से उसको ये आंसर पता चलेगा. ठीक है. सो typically we assume that this is negligible at macro level, but this can be a key factor in the performance of a computer network. Okay. So just to give you an idea, if you have 10 gigabit per second link available to you, and let's say you have 1,000 byte packets, which is very typical. 1200 byte packets, 1000 से 1200 इस रेंज के अंदर टिपिकल होते हैं, which means के 10,000 बिट्स के करीब होंगी, तकरीबन 10,000 बिट्स होंगी. So if you have 10,000 bits and you have a link operating at 10 gigabit per second, link operating at 10 gigabit per second, 10 gigabit per second. So एक सेकंड के अंदर वो 10 to the power 10, giga is 10 to the 9, 10 gigabit per second is 10 to the power 10, 10 gigabit per second, 10 to the power 10 bits एक सेकंड में अराइव करती हैं. So और हमारे पास जो पैकेट है, वो पैकेट जो है वो तकरीबन यूं समझ लें कि about approximately 1,000-1,200 bytes का है, which means के you have about 10,000 bits, which is 10 to the power 4 bits, 10 to the power 4 bits, 10 to the power 4 bits हैं. ठीक है. So एक पैकेट जब आएगा उसके बाद वो फौरन से दूसरा पैकेट आता है, फिर फौरन से दूसरा पैकेट आता है. So आपके पास जो है ये 10 to the power 10 divided by 10 to the power 4 divided by 10 to the power 10, बस इतना आपके पास टाइम होगा. 1 माइक्रोसेकंड के अंदर आपने डिसाइड करना है. क्यों? इसलिए डिसाइड करना है क्योंकि पीछे दूसरा पैकेट आने वाला है, दूसरा पैकेट पहुंच जाएगा आपके पास. सो a packet whose size is 10 to the power 4 bits, it will take 1 microsecond. ठीक है. उसके बाद दूसरा पैकेट आने वाला है, which means a switch will have 1 microsecond to decide. अगर पैकेट का साइज इससे छोटा होगा, 100 टाइम्स मैं छोटा कर दूंगा अगर उसको, तो पैकेट को सिर्फ जो है ना वो 10 नैनोसेकंड मिलेंगे डिसाइड करने के लिए कि मैंने ये स्विच को 10 नैनोसेकंड मिलेंगे ये डिसाइड करने के लिए ये पैकेट जो आया था इसको मैंने कहाँ भेजना है. उस 10 नैनोसेकंड में अगर उसने डिसाइड कर लिया तो ठीक है, वरना दूसरा पैकेट एक तैयार खड़ा है. सो this switch will need to process things at extremely fast rate. ठीक है. So high-end switches which operate at 10 gigabit per second or 40 gigabit per second, they have to process these small packets which are coming in very quickly. उनको बहुत quickly से process भी करना है. So they need to make sure that they look up into the table. और it's not just about hardware. आपके पास जो है हार्डवेयर तो होनी चाहिए जो बहुत फास्ट हो. आपके पास जो है ना वो लुकअप करने के लिए भी बहुत क्विक सॉफ्टवेयर मैकेनिज्म्स होने चाहिए, एल्गोरिथम्स होने चाहिए, and we have all of those in the high end switches available to you. Qutaiba has a question. Qutaiba, please go ahead and ask.
जी सर, अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर. मेरा क्यू लेंथ के बारे में था कि जो अराइवल रेट है वो कैसे अफेक्ट कर रहा है. वो तो उस पर ही डिपेंड करेगा जो सोर्स का ट्रांसमिशन रेट है.
जी, वो सोर्स का सेंडिंग रेट जो है उस पर डिपेंड करेगा. जो स्विच के ऊपर अराइवल रेट है, व्हेन वी से अराइवल रेट, दैट रियली मींस के हाउ फास्ट द डेटा इज अराइविंग एट द स्विच, हाउ फास्ट द डेटा इज अराइविंग एट द स्विच. एंड थिंक अबाउट इट कि अगर डेटा मैं अगर स्विच हूं और मेरे पास बहुत ज्यादा पैकेट्स आते जा रही हैं, तो मैं शायद उनको अपने आउटगोइंग लिंक पे उतनी तेजी से नहीं भेज सकूंगा, बाकी मुझे क्यू में डालने पड़ेंगे. ठीक है? Does that make sense?
ठीक है, मुझे ये समझ आ रही क्यू की प्री डिटरमिन्ड लेंथ नहीं होगी, या मतलब ये इसमें थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन है.
नहीं, क्यू जो है यूं समझ लें एक मेमोरी का एरिया है, एक मेमोरी का एरिया
सही
है.
है, ठीक है.
ठीक है, और उस मेमोरी के एरिया में आप जितने मर्जी डेटा स्टोर कर लें.
सही है, ठीक
है.
ठीक है. थैंक यू सर.
जी, एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? किसी और का कोई क्वेश्चन हो? कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है? So I'm going to स्क्रीन शेयरिंग तो हमने फिनिश कर दी है. कोई और अगर क्वेश्चन नहीं है तो फिर सेशन हम फिनिश करेंगे. किसी का क्वेश्चन? नो क्वेश्चन. हाँ, okay, great. So we will see you on Friday, same time. And by the way, we although we will announce it using the email, we plan to hold one test this weekend. On as we announced, वो हमने पहले announcement भी एक उसकी भेजी है. LMS के ऊपर भी हमने मेन पेज पे पोस्ट कर दिया है, और प्याजा पे भी ये पोस्ट कर दिया है कि ये टेस्ट जो होंगे आपको इनके लिए कपल ऑफ आवर्स, 2-3 घंटे मिलेंगे, कम से कम 3 घंटे मिलेंगे, और उन 3 घंटे में आपने हाफ आवर की स्लॉट चूज करनी है. लेकिन ऐसा नहीं चूज करना कि 5 मिनट पहले आप स्टार्ट करें, क्योंकि फिर आपको 5 मिनट ही मिलेंगे ये टेस्ट करने के लिए. सो मेक श्योर दैट यू लीव सफिशिएंट टाइम, अटेम्प्ट दोस क्विजेस. ये LMS पे होंगे ये क्विजेस. मेक श्योर यू हैव डिसेंट इंटरनेट कनेक्शन. ब्रेक हो जाता है तो कोई बात नहीं, दोबारा से आप उसको कर सकते हैं, लेकिन फिर आपको हाफ एन आवर में से वो टाइम जाया होता रहेगा. And that's the reason we are giving you half an hour to solve these tests, which typically should take 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, paper pencil अपने साथ रख लें, calculator if you want to. You will need to solve these quizzes on your own. इसके लिए discussions की इजाजत नहीं है. Okay, great. कोई इस बारे में कोई क्वेश्चन हो?
Sir, I have a question. Sir, जो हमारा पहला quiz होना था, that was supposed to be after the submission of assignment, right?
After the submission of assignment? No, इस वीकेंड पे हम ले लेंगे. असाइनमेंट की सबमिशन जो है वो जब मर्जी हो जाए, उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता. ठीक है. All right. Okay, great. Any other question? No more questions? Okay, great. Thank you very much. Khuda Hafiz.